tonight, help is on the way. How hundreds of millions of dollars in federal relief money will help the area's logging industry. And bill passed. The House votes to increase stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000. Why that might not become a reality. Plus, a big sigh of relief. Vaccines begin being distributed to some of the most vulnerable populations.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. Minnesota's hard-hit logging industry has gotten very little aid during the pandemic. That changed last night when President Trump signed the latest COVID relief bill. Now, $200 million will give a boost to timber and forestry. But as CBS3's John Cardinelli found out, it won't come close to solving every problem the industry faces.
Mills aren't running, and it isn't good for any logger anywhere.
It's been a tough year for many industries, including logging across northern Minnesota.
With the Verso mill shutting down, it's kind of been a whirlwind for the past 8 or 9 months. We always were a contractor for Verso, so that kind of hurt us.
Taylor Dulac is the vice president of Dulac Logging in Little Fork, Minnesota, and says the shutdown of softwood paper mills like Verso has dented his family's business.
We had a whole bunch more of our own spruce to go down there, and we lost out on a whole bunch of revenue because after they closed the door, there was nowhere to go.
But now there's a glimpse of hope on the way.
The fact they were able to get something across the finish line and signed by the president is awesome. On
Sunday night, President Trump signed the new coronavirus relief bill. It includes $200 million to go towards the logging industry, but it isn't accessible to everyone.
In the legislation, you have to prove at least a 10% loss in 2020 over 2019.
For those that qualify, Ray Higgins says the money will be beneficial.
A lot of folks were very heavily impacted, and then can you afford to keep as many employees? So there was a heavy impact and has been, and frankly, we won't know the impact for a while yet.
That due in part to the fact the industry logs 2/3 of its timber between December and March, a time last year in which the pandemic was not going on.
So financially, it'll be more of an impact this spring, because in the spring, we always kept our truck drivers busy.
The bill signed also includes millions for the timber sale program in national forests like the Superior and Chippewa National Forests. The search for suspects continues tonight after a 16-year-old was shot and killed near Cloquet. It happened around 1:30 this morning outside a home on the Fond du Lac Reservation. According to the St. Louis County Sheriff's Office, that's where a 16-year-old boy was found shot to death. After investigating, officers announced they're searching for 3 people who may have had something to do with the shooting. Their names are Joseph Forencam, Trey Shebayash, and Little Fawn Forencam. If you know where they might be, you're asked to call 911. We have that number on your screen there. It's also available on our website. Very few details have been released here, but we will keep you updated on any new developments as they become available. And Peter's here now for a quick look at the weather. Peter, not a lot of cloud cover out there, and thusly very cold.
Yeah, very, very cold. The good news is we had some sunshine today. That made it so temperatures made it up into the teens, at least today. The high at Duluth International was 12 degrees, down here by Lake 16, 13 in Hibbing, 14 or 15 in International Falls for the highs today. But we're already beginning to cool things down quite substantially. Take a look at these temperatures. These are actual temperatures. These aren't even wind chills yet. It's already -4 up at Duluth International, already -17 in Big Fork, -12 in Grand Rapids, -9 in Superior, -6 in Solon Springs, as well as Hayward. So a cold night ahead, and when you factor in those wind chills, it's only worse. -26 is the current real feel in Grand Rapids. So definitely a cold night ahead. Forecast for tonight, -8 degrees with partly cloudy skies overhead. So definitely a cold night ahead. And then there's some snow in that 7-day forecast. I'll break it all down. Coming up, Tony.
All right, thanks, Peter. Well, turning gears to the pandemic, here's a look at Duluth Hospital's COVID-19 vaccination efforts so far. As of this morning, St. Luke's had vaccinated almost 1,200 healthcare workers. That's about 43% of their healthcare workers' first doses. Meanwhile, at Essentia Health, they expected to surpass 2,000 vaccinations in Duluth today. Along with healthcare workers, spokespeople say they have been vaccinating long-term care staff and residents at their Essentia-owned facilities. And as the vaccines roll out in long-term care facilities, it's a big sigh of relief for those that work there. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez explains why.
It's a great, first step towards hopefully the end of this pandemic.
A light at the end of the tunnel.
We were notified middle of last week that the vaccines were going to be here in town.
That's what people said it felt like as 300 residents and staff at the Benedictine Living Community Center in Duluth got the COVID-19 Moderna vaccine Monday morning.
We lined up about 9 o'clock, 9:15 was about when I got the shot.
Tracy Pavlonis, wellness director for Benedictine Living Community Center, says it felt the same as getting the flu shot. She was happy she got it.
Then it was just more excitement to get it done and to move forward in the right direction.
The health center has had 55 residents and 79 staff test positive for COVID-19. Paddock says it's been a long time coming for the residents and employees.
Our residents deserve the opportunity to spend more time with their loved ones. Our staff deserve the ability to have some respite and hopefully be able to relax a little bit.
Though all will be vaccinated, Paddock says the facility won't be able to lift the visitation guidelines until the community case rates go down.
Even though the vaccine is, shown to be very effective, we just won't be able to dial that back until the community cases start to decrease as well.
But Monday is a first step in the right direction, says Paddock.
It's just joy that I feel for our residents and our associates because it's been a long 10 months.
This vaccine does require 2 doses. Benedictine officials say the second dose will be administered on January 25th. COVID-19 has now claimed more than 334,000 lives in the U.S. That's 1 out of every 1,000 Americans. And tonight, relief is on the way for millions of Americans hit hard by the pandemic in other ways. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
Sunday was the busiest travel day at U.S. airports since the pandemic began, prompting concern from healthcare experts of a surge on top of a surge.
I think we're now in a viral tsunami.
With ICU beds still scarce, California is expected to indefinitely extend a stay-at-home order for most of the state.
Today is an answer to prayer.
On Monday, Florida began offering vaccines to those aged 65 and up.
We're going to have a life then. We can see the grandkids and travel and do what we want to do.
To date, more than 2 million Americans have been vaccinated against COVID-19. The federal government had aimed for 20 million people by the end of the year.
Here on Capitol Hill, House lawmakers aimed for more financial relief for struggling Americans.
The bill is passed.
The House passed a bill to increase stimulus checks from $600 to $2,000.
Putting money into the hands of the American people is a boost to our economy.
I worry that this whopping $463 billion won't do what's needed.
The president demanded higher stimulus payments when he signed the coronavirus relief bill on Sunday. It's not clear if the Senate will take up the measure.
I am telling Donald Trump, don't just talk about it, act. These Senate Republicans have followed you through thick and thin. Get them now to act and support the $2,000 checks.
The Treasury Department is scrambling to distribute the relief that's been approved. The first payments could start going out by the end of this week.
Senator Bernie Sanders says he will filibuster an override of President Donald Trump's defense bill veto unless the Senate holds a vote on providing $2,000 direct payments to Americans. If you're looking to start the new year off with a new job, the city of Duluth wants to help. A number of organizations have teamed up to offer free training in some very high-demand skill sets. That includes IT help, nursing, and truck driving classes. Elena Fauché, director of Duluth's Workforce Development Office, says connecting people with in-demand careers has been very important during the pandemic.
There's employers who are hiring. There's a lot of occupations that are in high demand. Our career pathway training is an opportunity to get some technical training, get on a career path that can offer opportunities for advancement, increases in wages over time, benefits, more stability.
Classes start in January. We have information on how to sign up on our website. 4 house fires in as many days. That's what the Duluth Fire Department has been dealing with over the holiday weekend. Now, they're sharing tips to keep you and your family safe. Experts say they typically see more house fires in the winter months. Most of the fires DFD has responded to recently have been electrical. To avoid that happening to you, you should make sure your space heater is relatively new and there are no clothes or curtains near it. Firefighters also warned against other unsafe ways to heat your home.
Sometimes we actually do have people that will try to use their gas range or propane range to heat their house. That's a big no-no, number one, because of carbon monoxide issues, but number two, you've got an open flame inside of your house at that point.
You should also make sure your smoke detectors are updated and shovel your walkways and fire hydrants. Firefighters want you to make sure fire hydrants around your house are shoveled out and accessible in case of an emergency. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, it was an emotional day for an Ashland couple who received their COVID-19 vaccine today. Their story next.
And boy, it's getting cold out there already in the negative teens in some spots. Just how much further does the temperature drop and a snow threat in that 7-day forecast? I'll break it all down coming up.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS 3.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, this new year, you can celebrate knowing you look your best with Plexiderm. Lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video that the viewers can watch while you and I talk. And you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. And I did this to my father. We were at home, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It feels great. Looks even better.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. Plexiderm, seriously, it fixes all that. It makes you feel as good outside as you do inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing, or just when you want to, like, get rid of the bags? And
yeah, it absolutely could be a daily thing. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This new year is the best time to get Plexiderm for only $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
I have something for you.
I have something for you, too.
It's the GMC season to upgrade. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most GMC models. Use it to get over $10,000 total value on this 2021 Sierra Denali.
Visit your Lake Country GMC dealer. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
And welcome back. It's already clear outside, so temperatures are beginning to free fall as we head through the night tonight. We're already in the negative teens in some places right now, negative 17 in Hibbing, negative 12 in Grand Rapids, negative 17 in Big Fork. For us here in the Twin Ports, we're a little bit warmer, negative 4 on top of the hill, 3 degrees still here down by the lake. And this isn't even the wind chills yet. This is the real air temperature outside. Wind chills, when you factor those in, you can see it feels like negative 26 in Grand Rapids. The real feel for us here in the Twin Ports, negative 18. So most of us aren't faring all that much better with those, when you factor in those wind chills. And after we get rid of this cold comes the snow. You can see the snow sitting on the satellite radar right now. This Colorado low will begin to slip up the coast as we head towards, slip up the rest of the way as we head towards Sunday night. Tuesday night into Wednesday, excuse me. Got my words all fumbled there for a second. So that's why the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory through Wednesday morning. That's because that snow began to fill in as we head towards Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So let's time that all out for you right now. Monday, 10 o'clock, as you can see, we're mostly dealing with mostly clear skies overhead. That's why those temperatures are free falling throughout the night tonight. As we head towards Tuesday, 7 a.m., though, those clouds begin to fill in. I think we're going to wake up Tuesday with partly cloudy skies overhead. And as we head towards Tuesday, say 2 o'clock, you can see the snow showers begin to fill in, especially towards Bemidji, Brainerd points west. And then they'll all gradually become snow covered by Tuesday, 9 o'clock. So this is Tuesday, 9 o'clock. You can see snow basically widespread from the Twin Ports north, as well as the South Shore, UP of Michigan, as well as Wisconsin. The further south you go, the heavier the snow band you're going to see. But the snow doesn't last all that long. By Wednesday, 7 a.m., we're snow-free for the most part. And then by Wednesday, you can see we're walking up, by Wednesday night, we have partly cloudy skies overhead. So how much snow are we talking about? 3 to 5 inches for most of us, especially for Twin Ports and points south. The further south you go towards, say, the Twin Cities on I-35, could be talking about 4 to 8 inches down there. Points north of the Twin Ports, especially towards the international border, 2 to 4 inches up there. The other story is those cold temperatures. So as you're waking up tomorrow morning, we're talking about wind chills in the teens, sub-zero teens for most of us, -14 in Superior, -16 in Duluth, -15 in Grand Rapids for a real field temperature. The wind doesn't really let up all that much throughout the day tomorrow because we're only talking about wind chills in the single digits for daytime highs. So definitely a cold one tomorrow, probably a little bit colder than we saw today. Then the winds really begin to let up as we head towards Wednesday. So your forecast for tonight, we fall back into the single digits as well as teens below zero, -8 for us here in Duluth, -15 in Hibbing, -13 in Grand Rapids, -11 in Aiken, -7 in Solon Springs, -7 in Hayward, -6 in Siren, -2 in Ashland. For your forecast for tomorrow, we warm up closer to that 20-degree mark, 17 for us here in the Twin Ports, 17 as well in Hibbing, 18 in Grand Rapids, down in Wisconsin, they're sitting in the teens, as well as lower 20s, 21 in Ashland, as well as 21 in Ironwood and 20 in Mercer for the UP of Michigan. Here's how the 7-day forecast shapes up. We have that snow threat for Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we begin to warm things up as we head through the rest of the week and towards 2021. You can see we return to average as we head towards Friday and Saturday. And sunshine returns, too.
Yeah, looks pretty good. I got to ask you, though, you're not native to this area. Did you ever think you'd be forecasting temperatures, 10, 15 below zero?
So, I came from Vermont, so we saw wind chills that cold.
Sure, okay.
When I see actual temperatures this cold, I'm like, oh, my.
Yeah, that's how we do it in northeastern Minnesota.
That's for sure.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah.
Well, it was an emotional day for an Ashland couple who became the area's first healthcare workers to receive a COVID-19 vaccination. Eva and Colton Thuis are emergency room nurses at Ashland Memorial Medical. They were the hospital's first to receive the vaccine today. Not only have they experienced the pandemic in the ER, but they also lost a close friend to COVID-19 this fall. They say getting vaccinated was a privilege and encouraged others to do the same.
Now that we have a tool to reduce its prevalence, I think that's the most responsible thing that we can do, especially being in a rural area.
Ashland Memorial plans to vaccinate more healthcare workers in the days to come. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, the COVID-19 positivity rate was at its lowest since October this week. What that means for Minnesota, coming up next.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house. Being part-time really helped because I could have some opportunities that were still in education.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
At Super One Foods, we're dedicated to delivering the best products to your family's table. Our fresh, never frozen, and hand-breaded deli chicken is made every day with the best ingredients, including our signature breading. While you visit, choose from dozens of delicious sides to accompany your meal. And don't forget about our amazing selection in our bakery. We offer fresh baked breads, rolls, and desserts fit for any occasion. You'll find quality, convenience, and craftsmanship at Super One Foods. Every day delivering low prices and better choices.
I had gone 20 years essentially without smiling. My dental phobia was strong. And the idea of coming in and being able to sleep through the whole thing, that's heaven. That right there is heaven. In terms of an experience, I promise you, it will be the easiest dental experience you've ever had.
Never be afraid at the dental office again. Call us today for a free sedation consultation.
Took down the tree. That means it's time to put 2020 in the rear view and get to the final days of the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event. It's your last chance for our best offers of the season across the Ford lineup. So hurry in today. The Ford Built for the Holidays sales event ends soon. During the final days, lease an F-150 for just $299 a month or get over $10,000 in total savings. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
For coverage that matters most to you, tune to CBS3.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
.509 FXR, HJC, and Climb Snow Apparel at RJ Sport and Cycle.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
The weekly coronavirus positivity rate was just under 5% over the past 7 days. That is the first time the case rate has been that low in Minnesota since early October. Kate Raditz has the story.
It's been just over 5 weeks since Governor Tim Walz enacted a month-long statewide dial-back that included no indoor dining, closing gyms, and a halt on youth sports. Now the cases are coming down dramatically after health officials called the state a hot spot last month.
I really think it does have to do with the fact that, people did really change their activities. For instance, for Thanksgiving, we talked about the fact that it would take 3 to 4 weeks to see the impact of that.
In fact, the CDC ranks Minnesota 44th in the U.S. right now for the average daily case rate over the last week. Right now, the state also has some of the more strict guidelines with indoor dining and group fitness classes still on pause.
We've gone from being some of the worst to being in a much, much better place because of the changes that have been made.
Infectious disease expert Chris Erzman says health officials will be watching for any kind of spike in cases after the Christmas holiday. But she noticed many who celebrated with other households were often masked, social distancing, or got tested beforehand.
Even though people did get together to celebrate the holidays, I do think that they did so in a very thoughtful manner.
Erzman says the decrease in cases and a vaccine and phased distribution ends the year on a positive note.
I was really worried and distressed in November with those high case numbers that we were seeing, and obviously the subsequent deaths. But, that is coming under control. So there's a lot of very positive things going into 2021.
Erzman stressed it's still important to wear a mask and social distance to continue to slow the spread. If you do gather with family or friends for the holidays, the best time to get tested for the disease is 5 to 7 days after exposure. Still ahead in sports, many Northland sports teams will soon return to action. Kelly has more details coming up next.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
The best year-end clearance sale is at Home Furniture. Up to an extra 10% off sale prices. Plus, clearance savings store-wide while they last. And get free no-contact shipping. 10% off sale prices during the best year-end clearance sale. Now at Home Furniture.
It's the season for streaming and the perfect time to power up all your devices with Extreme Internet. Call today and save with prices as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Go dashing through your shows with amazing speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. powerful in-home Wi-Fi, and 99.99% network reliability. Enjoy the gift of high-speed entertainment for as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
As a person with a disability who values living independently and being safe,
it's great to know Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a covert community coordinator.
Please help us protect people with disabilities and other vulnerable Minnesotans of all ages from COVID-19.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
I don't think any other year is ever going to be like 2020. I never thought that I would go through something like this ever in my life. This pandemic's not a isolated thing to our country or to our state or to our city. This is something that's affecting the world, and that just shows really how interconnected we all are. And I think that's why news is so important, because news is kind of like that lifeline to kind of bring that information out and bring us all together.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Hi, I'm Matt Hunter, president of your local United Way. Head of the Lakes United Way fights for the basic needs, education, financial stability, and health of every person in every community that we serve. We fund more than 70 local nonprofit programs in our region. Now more than ever, our communities need your support. Invest in your community. Give where you live. Join us and live united. Head of the Lakes United Way. Give, advocate, volunteer. HLUnitedWay.org/donate.
Now at Home Sleep Express, you can get a king-size heirloom mattress for the price of a queen. Save hundreds on heirloom, plus get free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. King for the price of a queen on heirloom mattresses. Now for a limited time at Home Sleep Express.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Well, folks, it's not a fluke. Minnesota basketball is the top 25 rankings, ranked 21st in the nation. The only blemish on their 8-0 record thus far is a loss to Illinois, taking on 17th ranked Michigan State, who come into tonight's contest on a 2-game losing streak. Meanwhile, Gophers on fire. They start on a 9-0 run. Both Gok loops a pass over to the Spartans defense to Brandon Johnson for the lay-in. Michigan calls a timeout. Michigan State just struggling, shooting just 26% from the field tonight, and it had Tom Izzo fired up, not in a good way, from start to finish. Credit where credit is due, though. The Gophers kept the pedal to the metal. Gabe Kalsher, the lead is 17. For all intents and purposes, this was over at halftime. Tonight's leading scorer, once again, was Marcus Carr, beats the horn, and led the way with 21. Minnesota wins big, 81-56, the final. They will play at 6th-ranked Wisconsin on Thursday, who is 8-1, 2-0 in conference, and have won 10 straight Big Ten games dating back to last season. Against Maryland tonight, who are 0-2 in Big Ten play down at the Kohl Center in Madison, Wisconsin. The Badgers were finding themselves behind early until Demetric Trice would dial up the 3 for the Badgers. Down 2, they now trail 16-14. Trice led the way with 25 for the Badgers tonight. They held a 2-point lead at the half, but it was a back-and-forth battle in the second. Trevor Anderson hits the 3. Maryland, though, just could not be stopped. They took a 3-point lead with 5 to go and never looked back. Wisconsin falls by 6. And switching gears to hockey, Minnesota Wilderness hockey players will be coming back to the ice soon. The team released a statement that practice will resume in Cloquet on January 4th. The NAHL has extended their season by 3 weeks to accommodate for recently missed games. A new schedule for 2021 has not officially been announced yet. And the verdict on high school sports is that they will resume practices as well in January. Practices are set to begin on January 4th for both hockey and basketball. However, athletes will be required to wear masks. Today, the Minnesota Department of Health released an update in guidelines for winter sports amid the COVID-19 pandemic. This is already mandated in the state of Wisconsin, as you can see for Northwestern. Face coverings will be required for hockey and basketball. Athletes in cheerleading, gymnastics, swimming, and diving and wrestling will be allowed to temporarily remove their masks while performing certain tasks. It's been a week and a few days since the UMD men's hockey team played their final game of the NCHC bubble. As quickly as they began, they are back to work this week. First game out of the bubble is just 5 days away. UMD takes on St. Cloud State in a back-to-back pair of weekend series. They start on the road in St. Cloud this Saturday, and the Bulldogs remain at the number 4 spot in this week's USCHO poll. The University of Minnesota remains in the top spot this week, grabbing 36 first-place votes and 795 points. UMD follows Boston College and the University of North Dakota. The Bulldogs carry a 5-2-2 record this season thus far. Almost all games going forward will be on My 9 Sports, except for Friday's January 8th the first home game of the season, which will be on the CBS Sports Network, not CBS3. Schedule is subject to change. Head to CBS3Duluth.com for a complete broadcast schedule. The Packers left no room for doubt last night on Sunday night. One of their best wins of the season so far, a monster 40-14 win over Tennessee. It sets them up for at least the 3 seed in the NFC playoffs, with Seattle and New Orleans both winning. A win next week over the Bears, though, would seal the 1 seed and a first-round bye for Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has led the Packers with the highest-scoring offense in the league, along with Devontae Adams, who caught 3 touchdowns last night.
I appreciate the way that he inspires me and our team. I just can't say enough great things about the kind of person that he is. And then when you have the talent, the ability, you can go out there and dominate the way he has. You know, I've said for so long that Charles was the best player that I played with, and Charles could dominate in a way I've never seen a nickel corner dominate before. It's probably time to start putting Devontae in that conversation, because he's that type of player. He's a special player.
That's what I say about Tony every night. He's a special anchor. Packers face Chicago in the 325, in a good way, 325 game this Sunday in the season finale. That's how I would talk to you about you in a press conference.
Thanks,
believe me.
Kelly.
We don't get press conferences, though.
We don't.
That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western. More jobs done faster.
Get your snowplow from the experts at JM Auto Service. We are Western Snowplow headquarters.
Find all your winter gear this season at Masabi Recreation. You'll find everything from fat bikes, skis, jackets, and more. Masabi Recreation, located in beautiful Virginia, Minnesota.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northlands still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on live, local CBS3.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I chose a career that isn't easy, it's dangerous, and it's hard. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College has set me up with everything I need to succeed. Through challenging classes, longer defensive tactics training, and instructors who work in the industry, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is setting me up for success.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Take care, enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we will see you.